The Tale of Despereaux, Chapters 46 and 47, by Kate DeCamillo, read for you by Mrs. Shoemaker. Chapter 46, Mouse Blood, Yes. Despereaux stood at the top of the dungeon stairs and peered into the darkness, and waited for him below. "Oh," he said. "Oh my." He had forgotten how dark the dark of the dungeon could be. And he had forgotten, too, its terrible smell, the stench of rats, the odor of suffering. But his heart was full of love for the princess, and his stomach was full of cooked soup. And Despereaux felt brave and strong. And so he began immediately and without despair the hard work of maneuvering the spool of thread down the narrow dungeon steps. Down, down, down went Despereaux Tilling and the spool of thread. Slowly, oh, so slowly they went, and the passage was dark, dark, dark. "I will tell myself a story," said Despereaux. "I will make some light. Let's see, it will begin this way. Once upon a time, yes, once upon a time, there was a mouse who was very, very small, exceptionally small. And there was a beautiful human princess whose name was P. And it so happened that this mouse was the one who was selected by fate to serve the princess, to honor her, and to save her from the darkness of a terrible dungeon." This story cheered up Despereaux considerably. His eyes became accustomed to the gloom, and he moved down the stairs more quickly, more surely, whispering to himself the tale of a devious rat, and a fat serving girl, and a beautiful princess, and a brave mouse, and some soup, and a spool of red thread. It was a story, in fact, very similar to the one you are reading right now, and the telling of it gave Despereaux strength. He pushed the spool of thread with a great deal of gusto, and the thread, eager, perhaps, to begin its honorable task of aiding in the saving of the princess, leapt forward and away from the mouse and went down the dungeon stairs ahead of him. Without him. "No!" cried Despereaux. "No, no, no!" He broke into a trot, chasing the thread through the darkness. But the spool had a head start, and it was faster. It flew down the dungeon stairs, leaving Despereaux far behind. When it came to the end of the stairs, it rolled and rolled until finally, lazily, it came to a stop right at the gnarled paw of a rat. "What have we here?" said the one-eared rat to the spool of thread. "I will tell you what we have," said Bonicelli Remorso, answering his own question. "We have red thread." "How delightful! Red thread means one thing to a rat." He put his nose up in the air. He sniffed. He sniffed again. "I smell—" Could it be? Yes, most definitely it is. Soup! How strange! He sniffed some more. "And I smell tears. Human tears. Delightful. And I also detect the smell." He put his nose high into the air and took a big whiff. "Of flour and oil? Oh my! What a cornucopia of scents! But below it all, what do I smell? The blood of a mouse. Unmistakably mouse blood, yes. Ha ha ha! Exactly. Mouse." Bonicelli looked down at the spool of thread and smiled. He gave it a gentle push with one paw. "Red thread. Yes. Exactly. Just when you think that life in the dungeon cannot get any better, a mouse arrives." Chapter 47. No Choice. Despereaux stood trembling on the steps. The thread was most definitely gone. He could not hear it. He could not see it. He should have tied it to himself when he had the chance. But it was too late now. Despereaux's dire situation suddenly became quite clear to him. He was a 2-ounce mouse, alone in a dark, twisting dungeon full of rats. He had nothing but a sewing needle with which to defend himself. He had to find a princess, and he had to save her once he found her. "It's impossible," he said to the darkness. "I can't do it." He stood very still. "I'll go back," he said. But he didn't move. "I have to go back." He took a step backward. "But I can't go back. I don't have a choice. I have no choice." He took one step forward and then another. No choice. His heart beat out to him as he went down the stairs. No choice. No choice. No choice. At the bottom of the stairs, the rat Bonicelli sat waiting, and when Despereaux stepped from the last stair onto the dungeon floor, Bonicelli called out to him as if he were a long-lost friend. "Ah," said Bonicelli, "there you are. Exactly. I have been waiting for you." Despereaux saw the dark shape of a rat, that thing that he had feared and dreaded for so long, finally step out of the gloom and come to greet him. "Welcome, welcome," said Bonicelli. Despereaux put his paw on the needle. "Ah," said Bonicelli, "you are armed. How charming." He put his paws up in the air. "I surrender." "Oh, yes, certainly, exactly, I surrender." "I," said Despereaux. "Yes," said Bonicelli. "You." He took the locket from around his neck. He began to swing it back and forth. "Please go on." "I don't want to hurt you," said Despereaux. "I just need to get by you. I'm on a quest." "Really?" said Bonicelli. "How extraordinary! A mouse on a quest." Back and forth went the locket. "A quest for what?" "A quest to save the princess." "The princess," said Bonicelli. "The princess, the princess. Everything seems to be about the princess these days. The king's men were down here searching for her, don't you know? They did not find her. That goes without saying. But now a mouse has arrived, and he is on a quest to save the princess." "Yes," said Despereaux. He took a step to the left of Bonicelli. "How inspiring," said Bonicelli. He lazily took a step to his right, blocking Despereaux's way. "Why the hurry, little friend?" "Because," said Despereaux, "I have to—" Yes, you have to save the princess, exactly. But before you save her, you must find her, correct?" "Yes," said Despereaux. "What if," said Bonicelli, "what if I told you that I know exactly where the princess is? What if I told you that I could take you right directly to her?" Said Despereaux. His voice shook. His paw on the needle trembled. "Why would you do that?" "Why would I do that? Why would I help you? Why, to be of service, to do my part for humanity, to aid in the saving of a princess." "But you're a rat?" supplied Bonicelli. Yes, I am a rat, and I see by your trembling that the great exaggerated rumors of our evil nature have reached your oversized ears." "Yes," said Despereaux. If, said Bonicelli, swinging the locket back and forth, if you allow me to be of assistance, you will be doing me a tremendous favor. Not only can I do a good deed for you and for the princess, but my actions will help to dispel this terrible myth of evil that seems to surround rats everywhere. Will you let me assist you? Will you let me assist myself and my kind? Reader, was this a trick? Of course it was. Bonicelli didn't want to be of service. Far from it. You know what Bonicelli wanted. He wanted others to suffer. Specifically, he wanted the small mouse to suffer. How best to do that? Why, take him right directly to what he wanted. The princess. Let him see what his heart desired, and then, and only then, faced with what he loved, would Despereaux die. And at the end of it all, how tasty the mouse would be, seasoned with hope and tears and flour and oil and thwarted love. My name, little friend, is Botticelli Rimorso, and you may trust me. You may trust me. Will you tell me your name? Despereaux. Despereaux Tilling. Despereaux Tilling, take your paw from your weapon. Come with me. Despereaux stared at him. Come, come, said Bonicelli. Let go of your needle. Take hold of my tail. I will lead you to the princess. I promise. What, reader, in your experience, is the promise of a rat worth? That's right. 0. Zip. Nada. Goose eggs. But I must ask you this question, too. What else was there for Despereaux to hold on to? You're right again. Nothing. And so the mouse reached out. He took hold of the rat's tail.